All right, hello everybody. This is Ms. Piekarski. I'm going to go through this process of synthetic division. In this unit, we're going to try to solve our polynomials, and this is one very easy way to do it without the aid of technology. So we don't have a calculator in front of us. We can't just graph it and find the x-intercepts for our solutions. So this method is basically synthetic. It's just called synthetic division. All you do is you're taking all of your coefficients, the numbers in front of your exponents, in front of your variables, and you're just lining them up in a row. And with this example, they want us to find out what f of 2. So if x was 2, what would our answer be? Or how would we factor out a 2? Okay, so what we're going to do is that 2 goes in this little corner box here. This is a special corner box. And then all the other numbers, this is, if you don't have a coefficient there, the coefficient is 1. So we have a 1, a 6, a negative 9, and negative 14. Notice how those minus signs become negative signs down here. Okay, now the process is you write those all out, and then you're going to drop down your first coefficient. So that leading coefficient is just going to be dropped down, and then so all you have is a 1 there. Okay, then you're going to take your number that's in this corner box and you're going to multiply it by this number 1. Okay, so 2 times 1 is just 2. At this point, you're going to add this coefficient to the 2. So 6 plus 2 gives you 8. And now we come back to the corner box and multiply the 8 by 2. So we have 2 times 8. Excuse me, that's going to give us, hold on. Oh, I forgot. We have to come back here. So that's going to give you, excuse me. Wow. All right. So that gives you 16. And then you're going to add these two together. Well, negative 9 plus 16 gives you 7. And then again, you're going to multiply 2 times 7. And that gives you positive 14. Negative 14 plus 14 gives you a 0. Anytime you get 0 in this box here, in your last box, then you know that the number that's in your corner is a solution. So in this case, we can say that 2 is a solution because we get 0 as our last box down here. Okay, so let's look at some of the examples that are in your notes. Here's one. We want to see if 3 is a solution to this equation and if negative 7 is the solution. So again, you have your coefficients. You're dropping down your first number, it's 1, and then 1 times 3 is 3. 6 plus 3 gives you 9. Okay, 3 times 9 is 27. Negative 9 plus 27 gives you, what, 18? 3 times 18, let's see, 30, 40, 54. Notice I did that in my head while I was talking to you. Okay, and then negative 14 plus 54 gives you 40. Okay, so what this is telling us is that number 1, 3 is not a solution. Because we got a number other than 0, 3 is not going to be a solution. Excuse me. Okay, so because we do not have a 0 here. I wanted to have a 0, I didn't, so I'm not going to, 3 is not one of my solutions. It will not be one of my x-intercepts. Now let's see if negative 7 is a solution. Again, drop down the 1s, and notice negative 7 times 1 gives me negative 7. 6 plus negative 7, or 6 minus 7, gives you negative 1. Negative 7 times negative 1 gives you positive 7. Negative 7 plus 7 gives you, what, negative 2. And then negative 7 times negative 2 gives you a positive 14. And then negative 14 plus 14 gives you 0. Again, x is negative 7 is one of my solutions because I have a 0 here. Those ones are good. Now, sometimes when you're using synthetic division, some of your variables are skipped. So notice we have 3 times x squared, and then we should have plus or minus some number times x, and then minus 7. But we're missing that middle term. Well, the reason why we're missing it is because the coefficient is 0. Anything times 0 is 0, so you don't need to write down plus 0. We don't care about plus 0. So in this case, your coefficients, your coefficients will be 3, 0, and negative 7. Do the same process that we just did. Drop down the 3. 4 times 3 gives you 12. 0 times 12 is 12. And then 4 times 12 is 48. And then negative 7 plus 48 gives you 41. Okay, so in this case, this would not be a solution because I do not have a 0 here. All right, so that was very quickly on the whole process of finding or using synthetic division. Remember, write down your coefficients in order that they are in descending order. Let me repeat that. So your formula should be, with your first term should be your highest degree exponent, then one less than that, then one less than that, and so on. So notice I have x to the third, x squared, x to the first power, and then this would be x to the 0 power. Okay, and x to the 0 power, let's see, x to the 0 power is just equal to 1. So you don't need to write x to the 0 power. That's why your constant term here, it's just negative 14 times 1, or negative 14 times x to the 0 power. All right, so your variables, they should be in descending order according to their degrees. So 3, 2, 1, 0. If you're missing one, for like this example where we don't have x to the first power, then you need to put a 0 in its place, okay? Please read over the notes. I didn't go over them word for word, but basically I went over everything. If I went too fast, read over your notes, make sure you understand everything. If you need to, go ahead and rewind this video and watch it again, but you